Hello and welcome to another video. I've got a few bits to do today, including having looked through my prop boxes. I'm pretty sure there's some bits that need to be potted up. One of them's actually completely outgrown the little propagation box I've put it in, so that's a Cebu blue, which I'll be potting up with my mother plant here. I've got the same thing here, some little props of the heartleaf philodendron, which just need potting up with the mother plant. I have a Tradescantia. This one's a bit of an interesting story actually. I did not buy this plant. I had been repotting some plants and I had just a container of soil, and there was a little tiny seedling that started growing, so I left it there to see what it was, and it was this. It was just the tiniest little plant that came out of nowhere. I don't know where it came from. It must have just been in the soil, and so I've grown it out. It is now pretty big. So yeah, I'm looking to just take some cuttings and then pot through the top because it is a little bit bare. So yeah, I'd like to get a bushier plant going for that one. And then I have my variegated string of hearts here, which I've had for quite a long time. You can see these ones I've been propping and then planting back with the mother plant. And I need to do that again because if you can see how long this is, it's outgrown its space and it hangs down. It's in my bathroom at the moment and it hangs off the cabinet, and it gets too long, so yeah, we'll be snipping the bottom of that off and taking some propagations. Okay, so let's have a look in the prop box. This is one of them. Not to tip it up too much, but I will just give you a little tour of what's inside. So Belmark's Fantasy, just potted that, it was maybe a week ago, a couple of days ago. Yeah, probably about 4 days ago. Potted that one up, and the same with this one. Philodendron soderoy, and you can see that new leaf is coming out, so that is very exciting. It's obviously happy, what we like to see. So those are the two new ones in here. Another very exciting, there's another growth point I haven't seen. How exciting. So I have wanted a Florida Ghost for the longest time, and I saw this cutting. I can't remember where I got it from. I think I got it from eBay, and it was on an auction, and I managed to get it for a really good price. So I have slightly bleached the top of it there. I had it. Sorry, dogs. I had it in. Yeah, I had it slightly too close to the sun, so I've moved the prop box back, and it's been okay since then. That's stopped, but look, I am so excited about this, and I've just seen, I don't know if you're going to see this, there is the tiniest little growth point. Can you see that? No idea. Coming up there, so, and it's looking very white as well, which is absolutely fabulous. Yeah, I'm extremely excited about that. It looks quite big as well. I don't want to jinx anything, but yeah, I'm so over the moon with this. I can't wait for this leaf to come out. So I've got Hoya linearis as well, propagating in moss. Again, I bought this as maybe a 4-leaf unrooted cutting. I don't know, probably about a year ago. And these are just propagations that I've taken from the mother plant because I'm just slowly growing it. It's still in, I think the mother plant's actually in a pot this same size. and it's about that long at the moment, so obviously would have been longer, but I've been propping and planting back in there just to try and get a fuller plant, which is fine because I don't have the space to have lots of huge plants. So I quite enjoy, I think my favourite thing about plants is propagating. So getting a small cutting and propping like this is absolutely my favourite thing to do. So yeah, those are coming on. You can actually see that's got some aerial roots as well coming out. Yeah, and some thyme. That is so sweet. I don't know if you can see there. Just the tiniest little growth point. I also have Hoya Black Margin. Again, just cuttings from my mother plant, which actually I've stuck in around this. I don't actually know. I think this is Cebu Blue, judging on the stem. That's completely and utterly only judging on the stem, because that doesn't really look like anything I have in my collection. So we will see when some more leaves come out, and actually it's putting out a new leaf, so let's take this off. Yeah, I'm hoping the next leaf will give me a bit of an indication as to what that is. But yeah, around it, I think I was just pruning my mother plant. It's on a round trellis. I had all these tendrils and I just snipped some of them off and just put them in this pot here, because I don't know why. I guess I was busy at the time and didn't have a chance to actually pot them up, so I just put them in there with that one, but that's fine. This is a bit of a sad one, and I can't remember the proper name for it. It's a Rhaphidophora something, I think. I don't know. I will put the name on the screen. But I bought this in the same bundle, or at the same time that I got the Florida Ghost, and obviously that has put out that and has got another one on the way, and this one has done nothing. It's just gone a bit crinkly. I mean, it's not died, but actually I might do that today. I might have a look at the roots, see what's going on. I have looked at it twice and it just hadn't done anything. It wasn't rotting, but it hadn't done anything, so we might have a look in there and see what's going on. Another random pot of something, I don't know what. There are, oh, there's growth points though. Don't know what this is, but it's got two. There's a growth point there, and there's a growth point just there, and then there's something else in here which obviously is a bit more visible. That one, absolutely no idea what it is. We will find out. Here again, pruning my Hoya. I know this was the black margin, so that is what that is, but these, absolutely no clue. I can't even guess. Quite thick leaves. Apart from that, who knows? Hopefully the next lot of leaves that puts out the more mature ones, it'll be slightly more obvious what they are, because at the minute I am totally clueless as to what that is. Also, I should say I have labels on these pots. That is not what's in the pot. I'm just reusing nursery pots that I have had for years. So yeah, you can't go off of any of those. I have this, which I am in love with. It's a Syngonium. Some people say green splash, and some people say, I think, grey ghost. I've always said green splash. And this one I bought this time last year, and it was about this size, and I grew it out. I chopped it into 3 different plants, and they all slowly died. This one had, I mean, I thought they were all dead, but I thought, okay, I'm going to try and propagate them because I really love this plant. And this one has done something for me. and it is actually putting out a new leaf as well. Can you see? So very exciting. I'm not a massive Syngonium fan, but this one, I mean, look at that. That is, it's stunning. So yeah, I've got that in there, and that one's in soil. I mainly propagate in moss, and then when they're kind of getting to the point where they might come out of the prop box, I will put them in soil, put them back in the prop box, and then at some point or other they'll come out. He's nearly getting there. Not too long till he would have outgrown the lid, so he'll have to come out, but at the moment that's where he is. And the last one, I have a Hoya obovata, I usually say. I don't know if that's right. Again, just had some cuttings I've taken off my mother plant. This one is looking not very splashy at all. The mother plant's fairly splashy. And it's really light green, but I think that's just because I've had it so close to the light. Again, the mother plant is quite dark green. But yeah, don't know. I think it is putting out some new growth. I've had these for a really long time. I find these really slow to root and to grow. But he is rooted. Look at that. So maybe he needs repotting actually. And there is an aerial, quite a large aerial there. So yeah, doing absolutely fine. That is the first prop box, which I think other than this one, don't need to do too much with. Potentially, yeah, see, I'm wondering about putting this with the mother plant, but there's no roots coming out the bottom yet, so I'll probably just leave them in there. He seems happy enough. So I'll just put these all back. Okay, and let's have a look at this one. Just move you down a little bit. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Water's gone everywhere. Yeah, same as it was the last time I looked at it, to be honest. There is this like growth point, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. This is what it's looked like the whole time, and you can see there's a dark patch at the top, and I thought it was rotting, but it doesn't seem to be. So yeah, I don't really know, because I think if this doesn't work, I don't think there's nothing else to sort of activate on this node. So I'm really hoping that this at some point is going to do something. Maybe I need to do a bit more Googling and see if these are particularly slow growers. I don't know. And maybe if they are, then there's still hope for this. I hope so, because I really, really like this plant. When it looks like this, obviously. So yeah, I'll just put him back up and hope for the best. But yeah, I think I will look into that and just see if maybe they're particularly, that is really sopping. Just squeeze it into, probably not advisable, but I do that quite a lot. Yeah, if they're slow growers, maybe there's hope. Maybe I'll have a little research on the humidity as well, because I wouldn't have thought it would be too humid for it in there, but I will have a Google and do a bit of investigation and hopefully get this looking a bit happier, because yeah, it's not looking great at the moment. So yeah, not too much news on that one. I think I will have this prop box, just this tiny little, it's really sweet actually, and then it has all these little, I think it's just like from outdoor gardening for seedlings, but it's pretty handy for propagations. And then this all comes out, so if you wanted to, you could just fill this whole thing with moss and then put that on, which I've done before. But I do find it useful to, if you want to separate things, you can use this. And they do have drainage as well, they've got holes in the bottom. So the main thing I want to do in here is this guy is, if I put this back on, I don't know if you'll be able to see through it, but he has definitely reached the top there, and needs to come out so he can actually do that. But other than that, in here, I think it's all micans. There might be some more heartleaf philodendron, but yeah, I think it's all micans. Maybe some more cebu. Oh yeah, that is a cebu blue. I can just tell from the stem. I don't know if you can see, it's got these like ridges, and that's, I don't know if that's what they all look like, but that's what my cebu blue looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get this out. So what I usually do for these ones, just get something and poke. Oh look, you can actually see the roots as well. Can you see that? There. So yeah, definitely ready to come out. So yeah, I'll just quite gently try and poke him out like that. I find that the best way, because these little sections are actually quite long, and I've ripped the roots clean off before, so I'll try and avoid that. So I'll just try and take these off. And yeah, like I said with the last prop box, I would normally put things in soil before I take them out, but I think cebu blue is pretty hardy, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to pop it straight in with this, and I've got this in a mug. It's an old mug that I had, and I really liked it, so I turned it into a plant pot. Put that there. Yeah, look, very long root. Perfect. Just put that back in there. I'll propagate something else in it. Try and get as much of this off as I can without being too rough. I'm not the best at delicately removing substrate, to be honest. I find I end up ripping roots. I'm just not very gentle, so I don't get off every single last bit. I just do the best I can and then stop before I do more damage. Yeah, I think that's good. So quite good roots there, and then that's the cutting. So yeah, oh, there's a little aerial root there as well, look. So yeah, let's try and get this out. I don't know how to do this. I might just try and dig a little hole, although it's going to have to be quite a big hole because the roots are quite long. Okay, hang on 1 second. Okay, I've got a teaspoon. Probably just tip into here. Just going to remove as much as I can. Trying really hard not to disturb anything that's already in there. But I've got, I don't know if you can see, but a fairly decent sized hole. And then I'll just put that in. Like that. Oh my goodness, I just repotted this. That is crazy. Okay, well that's a job for another day, but obviously really needs doing. When I say literally just, I mean maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. It really was not long ago. So yeah, better add that to the ever-growing list of plant jobs. Okay. I can't believe that. I actually cannot believe how much that's grown. That's unbelievable. Okay, so yeah, not an enormous difference, but he's gone in there, so that's not this one here. This one's gone in, so will help bush out the mother plant and he'll be much happier. Oh, my phone's dying. Sorry, yeah, so he'll be much happier not squished in that prop box. So that's one thing done. And then yeah, everything else in here I think can stay in here. It's not outgrown anything yet. So they can go back. So that's those ones. Oh yes, another thing I really wanted to do, this is another prop box, it's not got a lot in it at the moment, just actually swapped it out, swapped these into a bigger one, but I've got a Trebby, Scindapsus Trebby, is it Moonlight or Moonshine or, I don't know, something, which again, just cuttings of a mother plant, trying to bush out. I got this as got the original as a one leaf cutting, so I am trying to bush that up a bit. I know they're really slow to root, so I took this maybe a month ago or something, so I'm not even going to bother to check. I don't think it would have rooted yet. This is, I can never say this one. It's a Monstera pin something. I'll put the name on the screen. Which I got from a friend who was really struggling with it. It was a fairly sizable plant. It wasn't massive, but probably maybe that big. In a pot about this sort of size. All the leaves were not okay. Brown and crispy, and she just didn't know what to do with it. So I asked if I wanted it. So I said I would take it. And I was nursing it back to health, and then my dog, who really doesn't show any interest in my plants, one day while I was out decided to chew the whole thing up. I don't know if they're toxic. He was fine. But then I was left with 2 nodes. So one of them has actually since put out a leaf, and it's got another leaf on the way, so it's fine. This one hadn't done anything, but it does have the tiniest growth point here, so I'm hoping it's going to do something. But yeah, so I've now removed all the plants from the floor, and anytime I go out, there's 2 I keep on the floor, and every time I go out I hide them in the bathroom and shut the door, just on the off chance he decides to eat them. Very random, but yeah, don't really want to take the chance for the plants or him. This is another obovata, Hoya obovata cutting. I literally, I did this actually. No, it's fine. 2 days ago, so definitely nothing there. There's another node there. Yeah, not expecting anything to be happening there. This is the same. It's the Hoya obovata again. I just stuck them in. I kind of experimenting a little bit with propagating Hoyas in soil. I've never done it before, but I've heard a lot of people say that they are absolutely fine in it, so I just kind of thought I'd experiment. And I've done them vertically. I sometimes do them vertically, sometimes horizontally. I think this was just a space thing because this prop box, it wasn't originally in this. I only moved them in here yesterday. They were in a much smaller one, so I didn't have enough space, so they've gone vertically. So we'll see how they go in there. Hopefully they will do some good things. But this one, so it was in a 12 centimetre pot, so like this kind of size, and it was a big plant. It had multiple corms. I think they're called corms on this. I'm pretty sure they are. Anyway, the whole thing basically just died back. I kept the corms, and kept them in a prop box for a long time, and some of them died. I think I had 4 in total that were still sort of alive, and only 2 of them survived, which was these 2, and they were doing really well. This one still is, but this one is not looking too great. So I'd quite like to get that out and have a look, because I'm assuming that there's some issues going on in here. Sorry, that looks disgusting. It's just because it's a sticker and it's got nice soil stuck to it. So I'd like to get that out and have a look, because this one is looking beautiful. I love these. I'm not a massive fan of different coloured plants. I do like, you know, green and like variegated. But this one is just a slight pinky tinge, and I think it is really beautiful. So yeah, I would like to have a look in there to see what's going on, which we will do now. I'm just looking for something to empty it out into, because I don't have a potting mat, which I really need to invest in, because I always make a huge mess every time I do planty things, which is a lot. I might just empty it into my mug. So I'm just gonna try and tip the soil out. And yep, we are chucking things everywhere. Probably should have a bigger pot to tip this in. Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to be able to pull this one out like that. Let's have a look. There's a lot of roots. Yeah, no, they're not great. Actually, let's not put those in there. Is this 2 corms actually? Yes, this is 2. Okay. So let's start with this one. This one doesn't look too bad, but the leaves are still really curly, and they're not just coming out. They were out and they've curled. It's got a new leaf on the way though. But yeah, see, some of it's rotting. Okay, I'm gonna have to sort this out. Oh yeah, no, that is squidgy. That is no. Okay. I've just literally pulled the whole thing off because it was just squashing in my hands. What I will do, I mean, I don't know if you can propagate them like this, but I'm going to try. I'm going to just cut the bottom off. Like, just make sure I can see what I do. Literally like that. Has that got all the rot off? Maybe. I might actually put these in water so I can really keep an eye on what's going on. I think I'm going to do that and just see what happens. This one, she doesn't look that bad. Let's try and get some of this off. Yeah, no, it is rotting again. Okay. Yeah. Oh, squidgy. Not good. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to I've just pulled the whole thing off. And yeah, I mean, they don't look like much now. They're just little tiny leaves, really, with nothing. So I will give that a go. I don't know if I'm going to get anywhere with it at all, but I think it's worth a try. So I'm just going to put the soil back in here. I'm not going to touch this one. It's fine. So I'm just not going to disturb the roots. See what I'm doing, sorry. Okay, there we go. So we now have one plant in there, but that's fine. One is better than none. So I'm just going to put everything back in that prop box. Actually, I'm going to put this guy back in there as well, just because there's more room in that one. Okay, so that is those three sorted through, which is good. That has been a job on my list for a long time. And then I'm probably not going to have time to do the string of hearts and the philodendron, heartleaf philodendron today, but I will just take some snips of this and just put them in some moss, because these are these grow like a weed. Well, I assume they do, considering how this plant came to me. So I'm just gonna snip it and then just stick it in some moss. I've got some moss in a container just there, so I will just snip away at this. You could do these in water as well, but I think I've got the moss there, so I'm going to do it like that. And when I'm cutting these, I'm finding some new growth. So like here, there's some new growth here, so I will cut just there so that that will continue to grow. I'm not just going to end up with a bald spot. So yeah, same thing here, there. So there's a node, and then I'm just going to cut right there. Oh, okay, those weren't particularly sharp. Just neaten that up, and neaten that up. There. And I'm gonna keep going on this, just because I know it's gonna grow back so quickly. There, I'll probably leave it like that. So it's still got some foliage, but a lot smaller than it was. And now I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits to propagate there. That's not very easy to show you. But yeah, I will put these in water and get them propagating, and then I'll be planting them back with the mother plant, and hopefully a nice bushy plant at the end of it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I will be doing the string of hearts and the philodendron at some point, but I have run out of time today, so I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, if you could like and subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, bye.